We're going to go underwater. But before we talk about coral reefs, we have to talk about the coral animal. All corals are based on this body plan. We call it a polyp. So really, this is not a coral colony. I know people like to call it a colony. It's not a colony. It's a single animal with 1,000 mouths. They're weird, but they're also amazing. So some corals can grow very fast. However, that does not mean that coral reefs can grow that fast, because the growth rate of a reef depends upon how fast the corals grow and how fast they're eaten, how fast storms break them, and how fast material piles up, and how fast the algae and things can cement it into place. It's a very complex thing. We can't just wave our wand over it and say, oh, some corals grow fast, and therefore that's our answer. So we now have several hundred years only to account for the reefs on land, the reefs deep underwater, and then several thousand years to account for the massive coral reefs that we find in the oceans alive, like the Great Barrier Reef. This whole topic goes way back, actually, to Charles Darwin. Did you know that Charles Darwin was a coral reef ecologist? Actually, he's a coral reef geologist. In 1842, right, he wrote The Origin of Species in 1859. In 1842, he wrote a book called The Structure and Origin of Coral Reefs. It was an amazing book. If I ever teach a class in coral reef ecology, I'm probably going to use his book as a guide. Because here's a man who's going around the world trying to explain something that no one had hardly ever seen before and no one knows the answers to. It's like a kid in a candy shop. And supposedly every triplet is one time when the water evaporated and left all the evidence behind. But this is filled with it. The water had to evaporate tens of thousands of times over again and again and again. While a coral reef was growing there, there is no analog in the ancient rock record to modern coral reefs. Can I say it again? There is no analog in the ancient rock record to the modern coral reef. Therefore, something different was occurring in the past. Oh, the scleractinians hadn't evolved yet, we're told. Or maybe the rock record was formed under different circumstances.